Are you guys ready for this? It's day 5 and we're gonna start talking to people. Now listen, this is how you're gonna find out if people have fitness goals. This is how you're gonna find people to work with. You're going to have to talk to other people. But I've got 10 tips here that are going to help you rock your conversations. Tip number 1 is to not be attached to the outcome of the conversation. A lot of times when we're getting started in this business, we're excited, we're antsy, we're anxious, and we can get really invested in every single individual. And listen, you guys, not everybody is ready to totally change their life with health and fitness. So don't worry if somebody is or isn't ready to join you on your fitness journey, to join you in your boot camp, to maybe join you on your team. Your job is to provide a solution. It's not up to you whether they are ready or not. Listen, 1 person, 10 people, 100 people are not going to make or break your success. It's going to be your consistency, your drive, and your discipline. Tip number 2 is to not be on the hunt for people. Listen, you guys, people have feelings. People need to be cared for. They need to know that you actually have their best interests at heart. And a lot of times when people start out their business, they can be so excited that they just go spam attack everybody that they know instead of actually listening and seeing if somebody does need a solution. So what I want you to do as you're having conversations with people from your list every single day is to just be authentic, not be on the hunt, not counting people down and marking them off on your list. They're people, don't hunt them. Tip number 3 is that sometimes less is more. So maybe you'll have somebody who is interested in your boot camp. It can be really easy, because I did this, to word vomit all over them, give them everything when they were just asking for a little bit. So lean in, give them a little bit at a time. If somebody's interested and they say, you know what, I do have some fitness goals, ask them about them. Take time in that conversation. If somebody tells you their goals, show them a program that could be a solution. Do it little bits and pieces at a time. Ask them about their nutrition. Show them that we can give them support through our online boot camps. But don't give them everything before they ever ask for it. Tip number 4 is that you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. This should be really exciting for you. If somebody's meant to work with you, it doesn't matter if you say the wrong thing. It doesn't matter if you word vomit on them a little bit. They will still end up in your boot camp. They'll still end up in your world. Trust me. We all start at the same exact place, you guys. We all start with no experience. This is new. This is exciting. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking. We are all there, and you're bound to have 1 or 2 maybe slightly awkward conversations. But guess what? That's kind of like a rite of passage. It's gonna help you grow into a really awesome girl, boss, babe, and you can do it. And the right people, it doesn't matter what you say to them. They're still going to end up in your world. Tip number 5 is to listen, and I mean really listen. In your conversations, if your agenda is bigger than what's on their heart, you're doing it wrong. Listen, we have a fantastic fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle solution for people, but people listen when they feel like the other person actually cares. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I know that you guys have heard that before. Take time in your conversations, listen to other people, listen to their struggles, listen to their goals, because the odds are, you guys, is that they don't have somebody in their life who actually takes the time to listen. My next tip is really big, and I think it's going to be helpful for you as you move along and grow as a coach, and that is to keep the flow in your conversations. In every conversation, there's a leader and there's a follower. You want to be the leader, and here are some ways that you can do that. In every single message that you send in a question, this is going to help keep the flow of conversation. Dead conversations don't come from questions. everything can be turned into a question at the end. Do you have fitness goals that you're working towards? So how does that make you feel? What do you think about this program? Would you have some time to look at this today? When would you like to chat about this? I'm so excited that you're excited, right? Little things at the end of your conversation, every single message should end in a question. And another great way to keep the conversation flowing is to set up points of contact. So let's say somebody's interested and they want to look at a program that you think would be great for them. Ask them, is now a good time, or would you prefer that we set this up for a little bit later today? You want to make sure that they are on your schedule. Like any normal business, schedules exist, appointments exist, and if you treat it that way, other people will treat it with that respect as well. My next tip is don't count your chickens before they hatch. You're gonna have some people who are all ready, they are all in, they wanna commit to their fitness journey. You're gonna have some people who aren't quite ready to fully change their lifestyle yet, which is totally fine. And then you're gonna have some on the fence maybes. Don't count those people in before they are finished and registered, because what I see that tends to happen is that people have so many friends or so many people who are like, oh yeah, they're supposed to sign up, they're thinking about it, they're totally gonna join. So they take their foot off the gas pedal. They stop pushing forward. They stop talking to new people. They assume that they're in the clear with their business, that they have reached those 3 people for the month, right? But then what happens if somebody changes their mind? They end up frantic at the end of the month trying to find those last few people to help. So don't count somebody in until they're in. Tip number 8 is to always lead with what's in it for them. Listen, there should be way more in it for them than there should be for you. Like changing their life, losing those 20 pounds for their sister's wedding so that they feel incredible, or maybe for their own wedding. Maybe they've been craving support or nutritional assistance, and this is going to really fill in that gap for them. What I like to do is figure out what's missing in my potential clients' lives and really figure out how I can fill that gap. And I constantly lead in my conversations with what's in it for them. So let's say I have somebody who maybe has been going to the gym, but they struggle with nutrition. Now I can fill in that piece of the puzzle with our nutrition guides or with Shakeology. Or maybe their nutrition is fine, but they have such a hard time getting out of bed and getting their workout in or having a consistent schedule. I can fill in that gap and give them that consistency and that structure that they need. Or maybe they just don't have anybody checking in with them. So I can go in and let them know, well, this is what's so incredible about these accountability groups is that you have a whole group of people who are cheering you on. So it's up to you to figure out what the gap is in your customer's life, your potential customer, what's missing, and then fill that in for them. Now, this tip I really love because I think a lot of us just don't think to do this at all, and that is to ask for referrals. Let's say that somebody isn't quite interested yet. They aren't ready to commit to their fitness and their nutrition. That's okay. That is perfectly fine. You're asking a lot from that person. To work out and to eat better, it's not a small commitment. But at the end of that conversation, what you should do is ask this simple question. That is totally fine. I hope that we get to work together in the future. Do you think you know anybody who might be interested in this opportunity? So simple. Do you know anybody who might have health and fitness goals? If you do, feel free to send them my way. You guys, if you had a brick and mortar store, you would be asking for referrals. You would be telling your friends and family about it. You would be getting everybody into your shop. It should be the same with your online coaching business. And my last tip, you guys, and probably the most important tip I could ever tell you, is that you should be talking to people every single day. You know that master list we created? Well, as you talk to people from that list, and again, not going in with assumptions, it's not up to you to pick and choose who gets the opportunity to change their life put in front of them. As you pull people off of this list, as you talk to them, it's important that you continue adding to it. So something that I think is really helpful and was helpful for me as a new coach, I was told about the 4 feet rule. Now maybe you're like me and you're introverted and you're slightly quiet in the real world. Well, what I want you to do is just start talking to people. Even if it's just a simple hello and a smile, if somebody's within 4 feet of you, you should be be saying hi to them. You should be making contact. And you don't have to offer your boot camp to everybody within 4 feet of you, but start saying hi to people. Start growing your natural contacts. A great thing that I do as well is I add new Facebook friends every day. I take advantage of the mutual friends option, the little feature up at the top where you click the friends button and it'll say people you might know. Facebook wants you to make new friends. So every day I add a couple people on Facebook. If I see people in the real world, I'll say hello to them. I'll try to make new friends and I add them to my master list. I write them down. So every single day I'm talking to new people, and I don't want to tell you a number of people that you should talk to because I don't want to limit you. Yes, I could say talk to X amount of people every day, but maybe you're a rock star and maybe you want to talk to more people because you want to see your business grow exceptionally fast. That's up to you to figure out. You'll get an idea for it. You should be getting about a yes every couple days, maybe every day, whatever standard that you decide to set for yourself. But if you're talking to people every day, your business will move forward.